Hello. I'm Samit Ozelp. We will talk about the technical features of the iPhone 14 Pro model, which Apple released a few hours ago. I wish you all a good time. Apple showcased the iPhone 14 series at Future Time today. It was the most anticipated moment of the year. An iPhone lineup has been revamped, enabling Apple to hold a significant market share in the smartphone industry. In the latest comprehensive showcase, all eyes were naturally on the iPhone 14 series. Of course, there are important innovations in special Pro models this year. So, could it include the iPhone 14 Pro? Here are the iPhone 14 Pro features, design and price. It would help us a lot if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel before continuing. Thank you. Features of iPhone 14 Pro. During its time in the industry, Apple has made technical and design differences so apparent between models in a series, perhaps for the first time. Because it is possible to say that the Pro and Pro Max in the iPhone 14 series are powered by different processors compared to the Standard and Plus models and have significant differences in terms of design. Display, 6.1 inches, 460 ppi, 2796 by 1290 pixels resolution, 120 Hz ProMotion, Dynamic Island 2000000:1 contrast. Size and weight, 147.5 mm length, 71.5 mm, 7.85 mm, 206 grams. Processor, Apple A16 Bionic. Storage, 128/256/512 GB/1 TB internal memory. Camera, 48 megapixel main camera, f/1.78 aperture, second generation optical image stabilization. Secondary camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide angle, f/2.2 aperture, 120-degree field of view. Third camera, 12 megapixel, f/2.8 telephoto optical image stabilization, 3x optical zoom. Rear camera video, 4320p at 24 fps, 8K, 2160p at 60 fps, 4K, 1080p at 60 fps. Slow motion video, 1080p slow motion video at 120 or 240 frames per second. Front camera, 12 megapixel, f/1.9 compatible, 4K 60 fps video film. Other features, HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG. Operating system, iOS 16. iPhone 14 Pro design, saying goodbye to the notch. Usually avoiding radical changes in design, Apple changed things drastically with this year's iPhone 14 series. Although the iPhone 14 Pro preserves its sharp and angular design, which has been in our lives since the iPhone 12 models introduced in 2020, it comes with significant changes on the front. Apple has changed the notch design, which it started to use with the iPhone 10, which it introduced in 2017, from the iPhone 14 Pro. The company was the target of users as it constantly repeated itself about the notch. Despite the shrinkage of the notch in the iPhone 13 series released last year, these criticisms did not cease. For this reason, the US company made a critical decision and completely eliminated the notch on the Pro and switched to the pill design we are used to from Android phones. But with a quite different concept. The new pill design Apple uses on the smartphone is quite different from what we've seen so far. Because the new design, which the company calls Dynamic Island, not only offers selfie camera and Face ID sensors, but also offers many possibilities such as music switching, match scores and FaceTime. In fact, while doing all these, we see that there are changes in their dimensions. In other words, we are talking about a smart pill design that interacts with users rather than a fixed design. The iPhone 14 Pro continues the tradition of sharp and angular design that Apple started with the iPhone 12 series. As for the camera design of the smartphone, we encounter more protruding and larger sensors compared to the iPhone 13 Pro. This naturally shows that the performance of the device will increase on the camera side. In addition, the corners of the phone are rounded to accommodate the camera module. Display, AOD has finally arrived. The smartphone got the always-on display, AOD, feature, which has been used on Android devices for a long time. This function allows various data such as time, weather and calendar to be displayed on the screen when the phone is in sleep mode. The model has a Super Retina XDR 6.1-inch OLED panel. At the same time, There are functions such as 2556 by 1179 pixel resolution, 1600 to 2000 nits brightness and 460 ppi pixel density. Thus, users can experience a faster, brighter and smoother screen. Apart from that, let's add that the 120Hz promotion screen technology is also on the smartphone. Processor, the most powerful with Apple A16 Bionic. Apple, which has been producing its own processors for a while and using it in their phones, does not break the tradition this year. Pro models are powered by the A16 Bionic processor. The processor, obtained with 4nm production technology, stands out with its 5-core graphics processing unit. Getting ahead of its competitors in terms of performance, the company focused on topics such as artificial intelligence and machine processing. Consisting of 16 billion transistors, the chipset consists of 6 cores, 2 of which use 20% less power than their competitors, and 4 efficiency cores that consume a third of their competitors. However, the device has 5G connectivity and Wi-Fi 6 technology. The image signal processor developed with the 16-core neural engine sets the A16 Bionic apart from its competitors. This version of the iPhone 14 seems to be appreciated by most users. In addition, most of the leaks that have emerged so far have been correct. You can find and watch the videos we shot in the past about these leaks on our channel. RAM, storage. Apple, which already offers enough storage space, has not broken its tradition this year. The device comes with 128/256/512 GB and 1 TB storage options. Unfortunately, as with previous models, this phone does not have SD card support. When we look at the RAM part, it should be noted that no data is given. Camera. The iPhone 14 Pro comes with important changes on the camera side. The 12-megapixel main sensor in its predecessor is replaced by a 48-megapixel wide-angle sensor in the new model, which uses a 4-pixel sensor with f/1.78 aperture and 24mm focal length. These are accompanied by a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle and 12-megapixel depth sensor capable of 3x optical zoom. In addition, the second-generation optical image stabilization technology is also available on the device. iPhone 14 Pro price. The price of the iPhone 14 Pro model, which comes in 4 different color options, space black, silver, gold and deep purple, is as follows. iPhone 14 Pro 128GB, $999. iPhone 14 Pro 256GB, $1,099. iPhone 14 Pro 512GB, $1,299. iPhone 14 Pro 1TB, $1,499. Video end. Thanks for watching. Bye.